back steps wore a skin of ice. The alley had no sound, and January held the rail with black soot frozen round. She came out with her apron tied, a shawl across one arm, the breakfast pan's not washed yet, the kitchen barely warm. A coal cart leaned against the curb, a bottle truck rolled past, and every breath above the bins went silver, small and fast. Upstairs, the old music teacher had buttoned up his coat. His violin case waited there beside a lesson note. He always left at 8:30, too proud to take her hand. So she looked once toward the stair and reached beside the stand. Salt the steps thin, salt the steps thin, not enough to show as mercy, just enough to let him in. Salt the steps thin, a pale line on the stone, so a man's careful morning need not fail him there alone. She shook the blue enamel tin, not broadly, not in haste. The grains fell bright along the edge, where one wrong foot might place. The latch clicked twice above her head, his cane to touch the door. She stepped aside behind the bins and let him cross the floor. He paused upon the salted tread, then shifted slow and light. The violin beneath his arm stayed polished brown and right. He never knew the ice had planned a sharper kind of fall. He only reached the alley gate and straightened thin and tall. Some harness stops so quietly, it never earns a name. A slip that does not happen leaves no story wound or blame. But someone saw the weather first, the stair, the case, the pride, and laid a little winter down so dignity could ride. Salt the steps thin, salt the steps thin, let the frozen morning lose what it was holding in. Salt the steps thin, no ribbon, bell, or flame, only a woman's careful line between the ice and shame. The kitchen warm, the alley cleared, the salt began to run, and on the step his print remained, where falling had not begun. bathhouse clock was losing heat. The lockers clanged below, and towels along the wooden rail grew darker in a row. You stood above the guarded sand with zinc along your cheek, a whistle resting at your throat, your shoes kicked from your feet. The children dug their castles low, the mothers shook out sheets. A radio near the soda stand kept time in little beats. One boy in trunks of faded green went farther than he knew, past where the ropes drew silver lines. Across the afternoon you saw the shoulder of the tide before the rest could see, and raised one arm into the sun, as calm as it could be. No red flag yet, no red flag yet. Only your hand above the glare, where sea and sky had met. No red flag yet, but something in that sign made all the careless summer pause before it crossed the line. The boy turned back before you called. A gull cut hard and low, the sand slid warm around my shoes, the undertow pulled slow. You marked the hour in the book, then folded down the page, as if a life might pass through danger without learning its age. His father laughed and waved him in, too late to understand. You only watched the water once and brushed salt from your hand. I came to ask the closing time, or said that was my aim, but stayed beside the guard stand steps and could not leave the same. There are warnings never sounded, there are rescues no one names, a breath withheld, a glance made early, a hand that measures waves, and there are hearts that owe the day to something small and plain. Not thunder, not a shouted word, but care arriving sane. No red flag yet, no red flag yet. The folded cloth beside your chair had not been needed yet. No red flag yet, still I see it clear, how close the bright world came to harm, how quietly you were near. The beach lamps woke along the walk, the last bell thinned away, and by the logbook, clean and red, the folded warning stayed. The fitting rooms were full of wool, of hangers, pins, and thread. And September moved through polished glass in squares of quiet red. She stood beside the curtain stall with chalk upon her sleeve, the paper tags in little stacks, too plain to make believe. A salesgirl crossed with hatbox cord, a bell rang lingerie. The elevator swallowed voices and carried them away. An old seamstress from the workroom came, her purse held with both hands. She had mended coats for 30 years and never bought that brand. The gray one fit her shoulders well, but when she faced the glass, the mirror caught the ceiling more than any life that passed. She did not say, "Stand straighter, dear," or smooth the woman's pride. She only touched the outer frame and turned one panel wide. The looking glass came lower than past lamps and painted trim, until it found the careful face above the collar's rim. The old one laughed beneath her breath, a sound half shy, half new. She touched the pocket with one finger, as if the cloth were true. No ribbon marked the moment there, no clerk looked up to see. A woman used to making clothes was shown what she could be. Some labor keeps behind the seam, behind the steam and shears. It hems the sleeves for other arms and disappears for years. But now and then a steady hand will change the angle small and let the one who served the room stand bright inside it all. Turn the mirror down, let the face come through. Let the glass remember her as kindly as it knew. Turn the mirror down, not praise, not grand display, only a little dignity brought closer for the day. Turn the mirror down till the coat sits right, till the woman in the workroom gray can meet herself in light. Turn the mirror down, one quiet panel moved, and all the store grew gentler there for what the glass had proved. The tags were filed, the pins were closed, the curtains lost their sound, and in the lowered fitting glass, her smile stayed looking round.
The shutters met the winter street, the bench light stayed on low. One loop lay by the ledger line, one key beside the stove. You brought it in at 4:30, still warm from your thin wrist. The clasp had failed, the minute stopped at 6:15. You said it's only a little watch, and smiled as women do, as if a thing that held your day could matter less than you. So when the shop was closed and dim, and every footstep passed, I wound it once and set it near, to hear if it would last. No vow was anywhere in that, no word I thought to start. Just your small watch, and after hours, the tick in the dark. Beneath an upturned jelly glass, it beat the counter thin. Among the springs and velvet trays and tiny brass within, I ought to have gone up to bed and left the lamp to die. Yet every little while I looked to see the hands go by. I only meant to make it right for Tuesday when you'd call. But all at once that patient sound outlived the shop and all. Some men keep letters in a drawer, a flower dry and stark. I only kept one borrowed watch and listened through the dark. By morning it had missed no step, the hands moved clean and true. I polished out the thumbprint there and wrapped it up for you. You said it's perfect now and smiled, then left before the spark. And all I had was one long night, the tick in the dark. The bench was bare by 10:30. The lamp had lost its gold. But sometimes when a room goes still and evening settles cold, I hear again that little watch take up its tender part, the sound of something not my own, still beating in the dark.
The cages woke before the street, their little wires rang, and April stood outside the glass while every yellowthroat sang. You swept the seed husks from the shelf with one slow, careful hand, then filled the cup with millet grain and leveled off the sand. The rabbits slept in cedar shreds, the goldfish turned below. A boy pressed pennies to the pane and watched the finches go. You took one cage from near the light, not bright enough to stare, and tied a blue tag to its hook as if a name were there. Blue tag on the canary, small against the morning wire, told no song, and yet it seemed to steady all that choir. Blue tag on the canary, I watched your fingers stay and felt a common errand turn almost holy for a day. You checked the latch and checked it twice, then moved the perch aside so nothing sharp would catch a wing when carried on the ride. A woman came with shopping string, a schoolgirl chose a bowl. The bell above the doorway shook and let the sunlight roll. You said he startles if you rush, then lowered down your tone, and all at once that little cage looked less like being owned. No church stood near, no choir wore robes, no candle dressed the air, only sawdust, seed and glass, and someone taking care. Yet there are ways a small life leaves that ask the room to see, a hand that knows how light to hold, what trembles to be free. Blue tag on the canary, tied before the child came in, bright as April's smallest flag beside the painted tin. Blue tag on the canary, not ribbon, prize or claim, only proof that even song was gently given a name. The child went out with both hands still, the bell swung once above, and in the shop one empty hook kept ringing after love. Twilight rests upon the wall, the lamp is trimmed and low, the phonograph begins to sing in accents soft and slow. You lift your hand to mine as if by old design. The velvet rug remembers well this little step of thine, a little waltz to close the day in grace, with starlight on your face, a little waltz. The teacups have grown still, the fire has lost its flame, yet when you smile and murmur, darling, the room is young again. The window keeps one star, the curtains breathe and sigh, a silver hush moves through the room, like music passing by. No grand serenade was needed, no trumpet from afar, your shoulder near my own tonight outshines the brightest star. A little waltz to close the day in grace, with starlight on your face, a little waltz. The record turns to silence, the lamp grows faint and small, still one sweet measure lingers on and blesses all the walls. Below, the druggist draws the shade, the stair smells faint of snow. Upstairs the little signal lamps begin their evening glow. The wet galoshes by the stove leave commas on the floor. Three folded slips lie face side down beside the wicket door. You sit before the walnut board with chords in black and red, one sleeve turned back above the wrist, one pencil at the ledge. The county bells come thin and quick, you answer without haste, and fit one shining plug to one as neatly as to lace. I came to ask for Dexter 5, a simple call, no more, but heard you say, go on, she's there, and closed the booth door. A mother from the Ridge Road line, a grocer by the square, someone whose voice kept breaking up because the snow was there. You held the circuit, breathing soft, while all the shops below went dark one after one along the street under the snow. The line stayed open, the line stayed open. Past the hour, the druggist turned his window shade, till every far-off halting word found the ear for which it stirred, and no one had to leave the night half made. The line stayed open, the line stayed open. There are hands that carry parcels, there are hands that hem and mend, there are hands that keep a wire from breaking at the end. You never heard the whole of it, you never asked to know, yet something in the way you waited taught the voices how to go. The line stayed open, the line stayed open, long enough for one last yes and one more county name. And when at last you drew the cord, the room was only wood and board. But I had seen how kindness works without a sign or flame. The line stayed open, the line stayed open. You wound the fallen chords in loops, set both receivers down. The snow kept whitening at the curb, the clock hands crossed the town. I never placed my call that night, I stood until you rose, and all the way home every wire seemed humming through the snow. The dome was dark before the show, the seats held winter air, and on the desk beside the charts, the little stars lay bare. You stood beneath the lowered sky with chalk upon your sleeve, the brass plates stacked in careful piles, too still to quite believe. A row of coats along the rail gave November to the room, and somewhere in the lobby hall a school bell lost its tune. The children waited 2 doors down, their mittens in a heap, their voices bright enough to wake the painted heavens from sleep. You checked the map, then stopped your hand and frowned, but only slight, for Orion's belt was missing one small borrowed point of white. You found it near the projector base, no bigger than a seed, a white pin fallen from the sky where no one else would heed. You lifted it between 2 nails, then climbed the narrow stair and set it in the velvet dark as if it answered there. A boy outside began to ask if Mars was truly red. The usher hushed the the waiting line, the clock moved on ahead. You stepped back once to judge the place, not proud and not for show. And all at once that paper night had somewhere else to go. No one would know the sky had failed by such a little mark. The children would have watched the stars and never missed the dark. But there are hands that mend a world before the lights begin, and give the farthest things their names by putting small things in. Orion was missing, only one pale spark, only one quiet point of care against a borrowed dark. Orion was missing. You set the heavens true and made a room of waiting eyes look up because of you. Orion was missing, then found beneath your hand, not moon, not vow, not golden flame, but something made to stand. Orion was missing. I saw the lesson clear. A sky can turn more merciful when someone notices here. The lights went down, the children gasped, the dome began to glow, and in his belt one little star held all the dark in row.
The studio front was locked by then. The portraits faced the wall, and underneath the Redroom lamp the shadows did not fall. You stood beside the chemical trays with water at your wrist. The negatives clipped over string, the air all sharp and still. A family came that afternoon, 3 children, coats and rain. The youngest would not hold his chin, the father smiled in vain. Now one small print lay silver pale, their faces nearly gone, and you leaned closer to the tray as if it could hold on. The timer clicked beside the glass, the sink gave one low sound. You did not lift the paper yet, you let the light stay bound. Hold it in the fixer, not too long, not too soon. Let the faces find their way beneath the little moon. I watched the picture clear and saw how carefully a hand can keep the loved ones near. The mother's glove showed first in gray, the baby's ribbon next, a chair leg, then the father's sleeve, then one small dimpled neck. You rocked the tray from side to side with patience in the red, until the blurred and almost lost came living up instead. I came to fetch a passport frame, that was the reason made, but all my errand thinned away beside that shallow shade. You rinsed the print and held it high, then smiled, almost surprised, as if a room could give back time when no one advertised. You pegged it gently to the line, still shining from the bath, and 4 wet faces trembled there like breath upon a path. Hold it in the fixer, let the white turn true, let what nearly slipped from sight return because of you. Hold it in the fixer, plain work under red, yet something in that little room refused to lose the dead. Some things vanish quickly there, a blink, a child, a year, a shoulder moved, a mouth half laughed, a father standing near. But once in a while, through careful dark, what almost went away is given back a sharper edge, and somewhere safe to stay. Hold it in the fixer till the image knows its name, not as it was meant to be, but saved enough the same. Hold it in the fixer, I think of it tonight, your fingers under Redroom glass, teaching shadow how to light. Twilight leaned on window glass, the room was warm and blue. A phonograph began to sigh, as if the day were through. The velvet chair was set aside, the lamp was turned down low. Your apron slept upon its hook, the fire had lost its glow. You crossed the rug in slippered grace, I stood where I had stood, and all at once the little room went tender as it could. The starlight on the rug lay pale beneath our turning feet, and made the quiet evening sweet. The starlight on the rug. You said, my darling, not too fast, so softly with a smile, as if the years had only passed to bring us here a while. The record gave a little sigh, the curtains barely stirred, and all the things we did not say were sweeter left unheard. The pane held one small silver thread, the mantle kept its gold. A reverie moved through the room, more dear for growing old. No serenade came through the street, no grand occasion shone. Only your hand within my own, when all the day was gone. And then I knew how love can live without a trumpet's art. In one slow waltz, one quiet room, and starlight near the heart. The starlight on the rock lay pale beneath our turning feet, and made the quiet evening sweet. The starlight on the rock. The record thinned, the lamp burned low, the room grew soft and still, yet one faint patch of silver stayed, as if it always will.
The pool bell rang at 4:30. The whistles lost their bite, and July shone along the tiles in squares of watery light. She stood beside the towel desk there, with soap upon one sleeve, the wire basket stacked by number, the air too warm to leave. A boy came in with goggles lost, two sisters shared a comb. The lifeguard shook his canvas shoes and called the last ones home. Then near the bench, a little girl rose slowly from her chair, one rubber cap held in her fist, two bright new crutches there. Her mother reached to take her arm, the child pulled back with pride. The wet floor waited blue and still between the bench and side. She saw the shining danger first, before a foot had found that one slick square beside the drain where laughter thinned the sound. No warning crossed the locker room, no pity filled the place. She only took a folded towel and bent with quiet grace. She dried the tile from edge to edge, then stepped behind the door. So what had nearly caught the child was only floor once more. Dry the tile first, let the crossing be. Let a little borrowed courage move where none can see. Dry the tile first, plain cotton blue and white, yet all the room grew safer there before she entered light. Some falls are stopped before they fall, some kindness leaves no trace. A towel folded back again, a hand not shown its place. And some who know the tender art of helping without claim can clear the smallest shining square and never call it shame. Dry the tile first, let the crutch witch's ring. Let her reach the doorway proud, as if she did the thing. Dry the tile first, no ribbon, no applause. Only a quiet patch of floor where fear forgot its cause. The basket slept, the pool went dark, the towel cart rolled away, and near the drain, one Drier Square held summer for the day.
The hallway smelled of chalk and paste. The bell had just rung through, and in the nurse's little room, the basin held the blue. You stood beside the medicine shelf with cotton in your hand, a ledger open to the date, a chair too small to stand. The playground dust was on his knees, his pride was worse than skin. He kept his chin set hard and high to hold the crying in. He washed the thumb and turned it slow, not making much of pain, then blew the iodine dry before it stung again. A ruler tapped beyond the wall, the class began to add, and all at once that quiet room seemed kinder than it had. He tore the gauze in one clean strip, then folded it just twice, and said the bravest boys you knew still had to take advice. He watched you tie the little knot as if it were a prize, then looked at me and looked away with sunlight in his eyes. My errand there was nothing much, a note the teacher sent. I stood beside the open door and forgot the way I went. You wrote his name beneath the line, then gave his sleeve a brush, and sent him back with both hands whole inside the morning hush. The bandage on the thumb, wide against the school day sun, was only meant to hold a hurt till arithmetic was done. The bandage on the thumb, I watched your fingers stay, and learned how softly care can speak when pride is in the way. No one would call it tenderness, a basin, gauze and chair, a boy who fell beside the swings, a nurse with pinned up hair. Yet some small mercies keep their place long after bells have gone. The hand that does not shame the wound, but helps the child move on. The bandage on the thumb, neat beneath his cuff of blue, held more than cotton, tape and thread, because it came from you. The bandage on the thumb, plain as any schoolroom thing, still shows me how a gentle hand can send the hurt back singing. The bell rang out for recess time, the hallway filled with feet, and in your book the morning stayed, recorded small and sweet.
day had left its water rings upon the wicker stand. The screen door gave its sleepy tap against the darkening land. The rain came in on cedar smell and dimmed the garden blue. You brought the quilt without a word in squares of faded blue. You laid the storm across my knees before it reached my skin, and all the porch grew close and warm, with weather pressing in. I still can hear the old ropes creak, the soft boards answering. The whole long night learned how to stay. The quilt on the porch swing. We did not speak of larger things, the town, the bills, the year. You only tucked one corner down where rain ran cool and near, then sat beside me close enough to make the thunder mild, and every patched and weathered square turned homely, close and kind. No vow was waiting in the dark, no bright dramatic scene, only your hand along the hem to keep the draft between. And ever since, when summer breaks in leaf and wire and limb, I think how plain old cotton cloth can draw the whole world in. You lay the storm across my knees before it found my bones, and all the rain beyond the rail seemed far as other towns. I still can feel the swing move once, then settle everything. As if the heart had always known. The quilt on the porch swing. By morning it was folded back across the painted slat, still one small damp and cooling place, remembered where we sat. The river had not found its shine. The ropes were wet and black, and fog lay low along the posts where mornings turn men back. You stood beside the ticket chain, with tar upon one sleeve, a pouch of fares against your waist, too still to make believe. The gulls cried over pilings there, a crate slid on the floor, and every coat along the rail brought April to the shore. An old man came with one brown cane, his hat held to his chest. The ferry bell had warned us once, the deckhands called the rest. You saw his foot test empty air between the dock and prow, then took the plank with both your hands and laid it gently down. Lay the plank slow, lay the plank slow, not for show and not for thanks, but so the week may go. Lay the plank slow. I watched the river wait and saw how grace can make a bridge from ordinary weight. The captain checked his pocket watch, a truck coughed near the shed, a woman tied her scarf again and turned her face ahead. You held the rail while he crossed through, not speaking of his pride, then lifted up his market bag and set it just inside. He nodded once and found a bench. The bell rang clear and thin. You pulled the plank back from the dock before the tide came in. My own fare lay warm in my glove, my errand plain and small, but something in that careful pause had changed the landing hall. No one will name the river boards, the rope, the chain, the bell, or count the small delaying acts that help a person well. Yet some work holds the world in place by giving time its due. A plank set down before a step, a hand that thinks it through. Lay the plank slow, lay the plank slow, till the hurried morning learns what patient waters know. Lay the plank slow, no ribbon, rose or flame, only a crossing made with care, and no one called by name. The ferry moved, the dock grew pale, the fog began to clear, and on the wet boards where you stood, that quiet bridge stayed near.